Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree Expansion is here, and you might be wondering how to access this expansion. Well, you have to defeat Mohg the Lord of Blood. This is an incredibly hard boss to beat. Facing him the first time was like trying to force out a stubborn poop. It took forever, required every ounce of effort, and left me questioning my life choices by the end. But I'm here to guide and give you a few tips on how to get past him. Firstly, I will show you how to get to Mohg's palace. There are two ways to get there. If you are in the late game or you have already beat the main game, you might have access to the consecrated snowfield area where you can get to this location. There you will find a portal that will take you directly to Mohg's domain.
Hey, you. You're finally awake. You were trying to cross the border, right? Walked right into that Imperial ambush.
From there, you can easily make your way up the palace and reach Mohg. If you don't have access to the consecrated snowfield area, then you will need to get the secret medallion. This medallion is made out of two parts. The first part you will find at the village of the Albinorics. From the site of Grace, run straight up the hill. You can beat or simply go behind this enemy and keep to the right side where you will see this pot. If you hit the pot, there will be a guy inside. You can either kill him or talk to him, and you will receive the first part of the medallion. The second part of the medallion you can find in the mountaintops of the Giants by going to the Castle Soul. There you have to defeat the last boss, and after you defeat him, you take the lift up the castle, and there you will find the second part. Then you go to the Grand Lift of Rold, and when you are popped with the Hoist Medallion option, don't activate it, but switch to the Sacred Medallion instead. This will unlock the consecrated snowfield area. Now, if you haven't gotten that far, or you are starting a new game, there is another easy and fast way to get to Mohg's palace, and that is with the help of the White Mask NPC, Varre. You will find this NPC at the start of your journey. You don't necessarily need to talk to him at that point in time, but later on, after you progress a bit through the game, you will find him in front of the Rose Church. There, if you talk to him, he will give you a few festering bloody fingers. These items let you invade other players. Using a finger in Elden Ring is like being the surprise guest at the Red Wedding. You show up uninvited, things get bloody fast, and no one saw it coming. Anyway, you don't need to actually win the fights. You just need to invade 3 times. And if you talk to Varre again, he will offer the Lord of Blood's favor. This is a cloth item that you need to soak with a maiden's blood. This quest will feel like trying to complete a scavenger hunt designed by a psychopath. Disturbing, messy, and leaving you wondering if this is really what medieval adventurers did for fun. At least there's no glitter involved. Anyway, the fastest way to get a maiden's blood is to go to the Church of Inhibition. When you get there, you will be invaded by an enemy where you can either defeat him or run past him and get to the maiden's blood. After, return to Varre and offer your finger.
Oh, good heavens. Clench your teeth or something.
If you immediately talk to him again, he will give you the Pure Blood Knight's Medal. This item will allow you to directly teleport to Mohg's palace. Now let's talk about how to defeat Mohg the Lord of Blood. You can use pretty much any weapon, but I found that ranged weapons give you an easier time. The best early weapon I found that is incredibly good is the Halo Scythe. Using this weapon feels like unleashing a celestial boomerang of doom. It releases a glowing halo of light that hovers for a moment, like it's deciding which unlucky soul to bless with holy damage, before zooming forward to smack enemies right in the face. It's like sending out a divine frisbee that not only tracks your foes, but also leaves them wondering why they ever messed with you in the first place. To find the Halo Scythe, go to the inner Aeonia Grace, and in the middle of the swamp, these knights will spawn out of it. You must defeat them and they have a chance to drop the weapon. Now the drop rate is pretty low. It took me around 2 to 3 hours to farm the area until I got the drop. But they also drop their armor pieces, so while farming for the weapon, you will also get probably the best defense gear for the early game. I am actually using the same armor I got here to beat Mohg.
The coming of our dynasty. Mohg wins.
An easy way to get to the swamp is to go right from where you start the game and go to this location on the map, where there is an old ruin. A thing to know is that there are 2 entrances here. You must find the one that has the rats inside and go directly to the chest. The chest is a trap that will teleport you to a mine called Celia Crystal Tunnel. You don't need to beat anything here, just keep running and descending the mine, and after you exit, you will be in the Aeonia swamp. Now, no matter what weapon you are using to beat Mohg, you need to upgrade it. This is an endgame boss, and you do need to have an upgraded weapon. With the Halo Scythe, as long as it's upgraded to at least +8, you can beat this boss relatively early, but you will need one specific item to do that. Midway through the fight, this boss will start to do a constipated move and drench you in his blood. Literally. It does a huge amount of damage, and there is no way to avoid this except to constantly drink health potions. Not only will he heal his health back, he will immediately become more aggressive and start to throw red flames everywhere. Facing this stage is like trying to teach a cat to do your taxes. Frustrating, seemingly impossible, and leaving you questioning all your life choices. Every time you think you've got a handle on their moves, they pull out a new trick, and suddenly you're back to square one, wondering why you even bothered in the first place. It's a relentless dance of death where your only hope is to pray and maybe consider a new hobby like knitting. There is a solution to this, and that is to get the Purifying Crystal Tear. To get the tear, you need to do Yura's quest. So go to this location on the map near the Murkwater cave down in the river, and you will be invaded by an enemy. Not long after he appears, Yura will also appear to help you. You can literally let Yura do all the fighting, or you can step in and help. After you defeat this enemy, just continue down the same path deeper, and you will find Yura on the right. If he is not there, go rest at a site of grace and come back to talk to him. The next place you will find him is at the main academy gate of Raya Lucaria. Go on the bridge and you will find a red summon sign. Press it and you will help Yura invade and defeat an enemy. After Yura will be in the same place on the bridge, talk to him and he will reward you with some smiting stones.
Here's a token of thanks.
The next place you will find Yura is at the second church of Marika. You will find him on the ground barely alive, talk to him, and as soon as you finish talking you will be invaded by an enemy. If you beat this enemy, you will be rewarded the Purifying Crystal Tear. Add this tear to your flask, and while you are battling Mohg, when you get him to half health right before he starts doing the big attack, drink the flask. This will negate his debuff and let you go in to do more damage while he is doing this attack. This Purifying Crystal Tear is what will make you win this fight with ease. Of course, if you are very good at the game, you can beat him without the tear, but it makes a huge difference. In my case, I beat him very easy without using any summons. I just keep my distance and let the Halo Scythe do the job for me.
The coming of our dynasty. Mohg.
And that's it, the entrance to the shadow of the Erdtree Expansion. If you found this video helpful, consider subscribing, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comments.